You're watching CBS 5. Now, Eyewitness News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Jones.
I'm Anna Durangelo at 7 o'clock on this Saturday morning, the 24th of July.
Today, concern rises as the West Nile virus spreads in Northern California. We're going to show you the latest on this disease.
Yeah, we'll also hear from our career expert, Dr. Ketchum, on how to run a meeting and, better yet, how to avoid one.
Oh, I want to hear about that one.
I know. Well, anybody who works in an office has been stuck in one, a meeting that seems to go on forever without any real purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, what can you do in that situation? Well, our career expert, Dr. Ketchum, has some advice in his In the Office segment.
One of the biggest time wasters at work today is the poorly run, rambling, ego-tripping meeting. How many people have been in meetings where you think, I don't need to be here, it's a colossal waste of time and I have 100 other things to do? A recent survey by the Wharton Center for Applied Research showed managers reporting that only 56% of their meetings were productive and that 25% of their meetings could have been better served through a conference call or a voicemail, email, or a memo out. So in terms of meetings and the time they take, let's talk about the top 3 reasons to hold a meeting. The first reason to hold a meeting is to do something together as a group that you can't do alone. So if I'm running a program on improving communication between departments, I need all those different people together in that meeting to help me out. Number 2 is when two-way communication is required, when I'm both giving and receiving information back and forth, we're sharing. That's the second reason to hold a meeting. And the third is when a decision or a course of action needs to be taken by a team. And these are the top 3 reasons not to hold a meeting. If it's a one-way information share, I'm just sharing information with you as an individual or a team that could be better done in an email or a voicemail or a memo. That's number 1. Number 2, because it's a meeting that we've always had. It's a weekly staff meeting. Nothing gets accomplished, but we do it because we've always done it. That's not a good reason to have a meeting. And number 3, when someone wants to toot their own horn or ego trip a little bit, get the boss there, show what a great job they're doing on a project, that is not a good reason to have a meeting. All right, so let's talk about how to run an effective meeting. Number 1, don't meet. Remember what we talked about before? If a meeting is the best way to accomplish it, that's fine. If not, send an email or a voicemail. Number 2, define a clear objective for the meeting beforehand. Number 3, define and circulate an agenda beforehand that includes the meeting objective, the topics, the time required per topic, who's responsible for that topic, and the expected objective for each topic. Number 4, nominate somebody to facilitate the meeting, somebody to take minutes, and somebody to time it. Number 5, drive all discussions towards action items. You don't meet just to meet, you meet to take action. Number 6, make liberal use of the parking lot. And that is when people start to ramble or other issues that come up that aren't germane to this meeting, put them on a flip chart and put them on the agenda for the next meeting. And number 7, start and end on time. It's incredibly disrespectful to the people who are there to delay a meeting because people are late. Now let's talk about how to get out of a meeting that you know it's not really important for you to be there, but nonetheless you've been asked to attend. Number 1, if it's your boss, say, yes, of course I can attend the meeting, but ask them, which of the high-profile projects I'm working on for you would you like me to delay in order to attend this meeting? Number 2, if it's a peer, unless it's absolutely critical that you be there, say, gee, I'd love to help you out. I cannot make the meeting. Is there some other way I can support you in achieving the objective you're trying to get by the meeting? And number 3, if it's a meeting you've been asked to attend and it doesn't have a stated objective, suggest that maybe an email or a memo would be a better way to handle that particular topic. If everything else fails and you have to go to that meeting that you know is going to be a waste of time, here are some things you can try to make most effective use of it. Number 1, suggest that the meeting be a standing only, where people literally have to stand. That's used all the time in business. Number 2, suggest using a bell or a gong that anybody can ring when someone starts to ramble. If that's too threatening, suggest bringing an egg timer that's set for each topic. And number 3, if all else fails, take other work to do, but make sure you take a clipboard or a folder of some sort that you can hold on your lap. Sit on the edge of the meeting, but be sure and listen for your name being called or something being mentioned that has to do with your area.
That is some good stuff. I tell you what, Dr. Greg Ketchum says if you want to leave the meeting early, you should also tell the person overseeing the meeting beforehand. And if you get really desperate, you can always have a friend call your cell phone in the middle of the meeting to provide an excuse to depart. Not bad.